What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Pod at the Palace with Curtis Wilkerson and Scottie Bordelon, a special edition of the show today. I think it's only fitting that our first basketball guest here at Natty State Sports is a homegrown talent from the natural state. So we're excited to be joined today by Razorback freshman point guard Layden Blocker. Lay, man, really appreciate you popping by and giving us some of your time. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there, but I'm not preparing for Tennessee. So, you know, I'm doing okay. I'm just watching. So, no, man, we appreciate having you in. And I know it's been an eventful season, especially for you, your first go-around in college. But exciting times, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Good.
I'll go ahead and I guess kind of get some of the ball out of the way. Just know the season hasn't gone how probably any of you guys planned. But personally, where have you seen maybe the most growth in yourself?
Personally, I just see a lot of growth in just my mental growth, just getting used to just how the game is played at this level, at the college level, and just getting better, you know. I feel like being here in college I've really gotten better here just because playing against older guys, stronger guys in practice, and even in games, and just my development. That's one of the main things.
You know, your situation is a little bit interesting because you played at about the highest level you can in high school at Sunrise, obviously on the EYBL with Brad Beal Elite. So you were used to some good competition, but there's always an adjustment when you come to college for a true freshman. I'm just curious, like, how did that go for you? And was there a point in time, whether it be at a practice or in a game, where you felt like something just clicked, like, oh, man, the game slowed down for me, I'm good?
Really just the way I play hard, and, you know, I'm not afraid of anybody. So, you know, college compared to where I was at Sunrise, you know, like you said, the talent was there when I was at Sunrise, but just in college, just people are bigger and stronger. You know, not everybody's just big and strong in high school. But just me, I have my mindset is just I'm not afraid of anybody. So I feel like just me playing hard, that's just when it clicks. Just me going out there by playing defense, playing hard. It just clicks right there and then. It just, you know, clears everything out your mind. Just, you know, go play.
I'm curious if that fearlessness, if that started somewhere, or have you just always been that way, or were you kind of maybe raised that way?
It definitely started. It was really just an underdog mentality. You know, growing up, I wasn't on anybody's radars. You know, I was still I was a good player, but I wasn't on anybody's radars. I was like overlooked because I was smaller. And so just that underdog mentality and that fearless mentality, you know, that's what I, you know, think about when I'm playing. And also just my father and my trainers, you know, they put that, you know, mentality ingrained inside of me also.
For sure. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it feels like, you know, you talk about just kind of the underdog mentality, the mindset that you have. You don't look like a guy that gets shy under the bright lights. I mean, was there a moment, you can be honest with us, you know, the first time you checked into a game or the first start, like, was there ever a time where you walked out there and you kind of got hit with you know, like a wave of nervousness, like, oh man, this is for real?
Well, yeah, to be honest, like, that's like me every game.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't really consider it as nervous. It's just like anxious. Like, I'm anxious to play, but also like a little nervous. But that's why I say I just go out there and just try to play hard and then just release everything, like the nervousness, everything out my head. And, you know, that's the one thing I go to. So I just, you know, play the best I can play.
I like it.
What is your basketball origin story? I guess I'll take you back to like the beginning, maybe when you first got into the game, but like when did you start playing and when did you know that maybe you had a future in the game, you know, beyond high school or prep?
I started playing basketball when I was just in pre-K. And once I realized, you know, I would have a chance, you know, play at the next level and eventually the NBA, it was probably around I'm gonna really say 8th grade summer, really, because that's when, you know, I developed, you know, explosiveness. That's when I really started like training hard, running hills, doing a lot of things, and, you know, and going into my freshman year, that's when I really became, you know, a pretty good player. And then transition from that COVID year to my sophomore year, that's when I really, you know, became, you know, a pretty good player. So I'll say 8th grade.
Okay.
So were you basketball only? I mean, did you play other sports?
Yeah, I played many sports. I played t-ball. I played I played soccer, and I also played football.
Okay, so what position did you play in football?
I was inside receiver and cornerback.
I like that. So if you were, you know, if you weren't a Hoover, you were playing college ball or whatever, would it be football? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
I think I could see that. I think I could see that for sure. Did you ever do track and field or anything?
Well, not really, but like my fifth grade, when I was in fifth grade, it was like this running event like after school, and we did like this marathon in downtown Little Rock.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
Marathon doesn't sound real fun to me.
Yeah, I'd take you for more of a sprinter, or I was thinking high jump or long jump. You're still explosive.
yeah.
You know, you probably could have won a medal or something.
I feel like I'll be really good in long jump.
Yeah. Would you pole vault?
No.
That's too scary. I
Yeah.
wouldn't pole
I'm
vault.
afraid it might snap or something.
I know. Yeah.
I could see you doing high jump for sure. Do
Yeah.
you know what your vert is? Did you guys measure it preseason?
Well, yeah, preseason my vertical was 45.
Lord have mercy.
like that.
Yeah, mine's probably way less than half of that. So I've got a bet going with Curtis on this question I'm about to ask you. Toughest cover for you defensively this year would be who?
The toughest cover?
Yeah. Or just like the toughest defensive assignment that you got.
That's pretty tough.
We were in the Bahamas together, and I'm not trying to put an answer in your mouth,
Yes, you are.
but I was thinking of a guy or two there maybe.
Well,
But
yeah,
I don't want to give you the answer.
I forgot his name, but he played for Memphis. It was the lefty.
Oh, David Jones.
David Jones.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's like 6'7". He's shifty. He can shoot it, drive it, but he was probably the toughest player.
Okay. I had a bet with Curtis, 7 brew drinks, that you were going to say R.J. Davis from Carolina.
I feel like he wasn't hard to guard. When I was guarding him, he scored like once on me. He got a lot of points from the free throw line in transition.
Right.
But when I was guarding him, I felt like he wasn't hard to guard at all.
So I'll bring in a drink for you tomorrow, Curtis.
Yeah. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
You just give me the order.
Now, who's the hardest cover on the team?
Hardest cover on the team is probably T-Mark, just because, you don't know what he's going to do. He has a mid-range. He can get to the basket. He could pull for three, and just, he's long, and he covers space.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who, you can play really good defense, and he's still going to rise up and score.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough.
I mean, me and you talk all the time about he's got a pro-ready bag right now.
Yeah, he's
offensively, he's crazy.
Yeah,
he scored all 3 levels. I guess going into this Tennessee game, you've started 3 games in a row. What do you think it is that you've done that's given Eric kind of the trust to throw you into that role lately?
Really just like the little things. Playing hard, making good decisions. Sharing the ball. That's what he's looking for. Just for us to share the ball, move the ball, and just being a dog. Like he said, being a sewer rat.
And with Tennessee, and I know that the season probably hasn't gone the way you guys expected so far, but I mean, you still got a month to play, and you got the SEC tournament. But this Tennessee game, it's an opportunity to open some eyes. You got a top 10 team coming in. Just what's the rundown on those guys? Like, what's it going to take to get past them, and maybe who's kind of stood out to you on the scouting report? I'm guessing probably Ziegler and different guys like that you might be matched up with.
Definitely. Like, the main thing we just have to do is just go out there and play hard, for 40 minutes. That's the key. They're a really good team. They have really good players like Drew Connect. He's one of the guys, the main guy to anybody. But,
sure.
Yeah, we just have to play hard, play together. And, that's the main thing. If we just do that for 40 minutes and by each segment's media timeouts, I feel like we come out with a win.
Do you want Connect? You want to guard him?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't care who I guard. I will guard anybody.
There you go.
Like that. Well, I mean, who was it the other day? It was L, I think, that was guarding the 4 spot for Georgia. So, you get in there and guard
some
those
games, the
guys.
way, we play and how we sometimes we have 4 guards in the game, sometimes you might match up against a bigger player. You just have to hold your own.
Yeah.
What's your favorite moment from the season so far? Is there one that jumps out?
Favorite moment from the season? I would say the Purdue game, but that's not even in the season. So I'm gonna say the Duke game. That was probably
there. You go. Yeah, that one answers itself.
That was a crazy environment.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was nuts. Need that Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about Muss. Do you have I guess we can get PG-13 on this pod if we want to. Do you have a funny or good Muss story?
Funny or good Muss story? I don't really just have a funny good Muss story. I mean, he does funny stuff every day. Like even during practice, just he's very sarcastic, and you know it's just funny because you know he's short and.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's actually that brings up another question because I know when we're in press conferences and he is funny and he is sarcastic and I laugh like when I'm in there in the press conference room, but he's also not yelling at me, you know. So like, how does that work in practice? Because I'm sure there's got to be some times where you know he's teeing off and he says something funny and you know you want to smile but you can't. What would happen if somebody just started laughing in those moments?
Well, normally, like we could tell the difference when he's like really like teeing up, like really like getting on this, and when he's like being sarcastic, joking. So when we know he's being sarcastic and joking, then like we start laughing. Like, but when we know he's serious, like it's not really.
Do you have an example of him being sarcastic? Like how does he do it?
You could just tell by the way he talks. Like it's not like a loud like yelling type talk. It's just like he's just talking to you, like trying to crack a joke, rather than like he's like tell you something on the board, like really like you know getting on you or you know watch a film or just constructive criticism.
Right. What's the most upset that he's ever been with you, and do you remember?
With me
why?
personally?
Yeah.
The most upset he's been with me,
Or just the most that he's teed off on you, I guess.
probably when I don't know. It's been a few games. just by like you know making it like a dumb decision, like probably like gambling in the game, late game, trying to get a steal or something. But I don't remember him just like teeing off on me. He hasn't really just like teed off on me, but he's like.
Hey, that's good if you can stay out of that lane. That's probably the one to be in for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm curious, what does a game day look like for you? Or let's take tomorrow for example. Like you guys don't play until 8 o'clock, so it's a late game. Do you have? Are you superstitious? Like, do you have rituals that you follow the night before the game, going into the game, or you just kind of go with the flow?
I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but like the routine is wake up. We have practice in that morning. After practice, we just eat a meal and go back home and rest until like a couple hours before the game, and then we play. But I would say one superstitious. I don't know. I don't really like go through all the way, but like sometimes I wear, like you say, I wear tights, and sometimes I don't. But I like wearing no tights because I like how my legs feel, and I feel like I play better. And also, I haven't been wearing my goggles either because
I know Curtis was going to ask about that.
I haven't been wearing my goggles because I realized that on the games I play without my goggles, I play pretty good.
Okay.
So that's probably one superstition.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because one of the next questions was going to be about the accessories, like what goes into, I'm wearing the goggles today versus I'm not, or the tights, or a headband. Because I know a lot of guys are like that. I know Devo, like sometimes he'll wear his headband upside down or whatever, know, and then he'll take it off, or then he'll go tall socks, then he'll go short.
He used to do undershirt and then take it off like after the first media timeout.
Yeah,
like he's that way with it.
So okay, all right. It's based on how you play.
Yeah, but I'm really like supposed to wear a goggles because I have perfect vision, but I have astigmatism. But I don't know.
It's a good look.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you.
You got the rapid fire ready?
I do have some rapid fire ready.
Let's get into it.
We're going to hit you with a little bit of rapid fire and see what we can figure out. My first question, though, what did you think about the new uniforms that you guys wore the other day against Georgia? Did you like those?
I did. I honestly I like the way they fit. They fit tight, not loose and baggy. I do feel like the shorts are a little small. They roll up a little bit, but they're nice.
I know you got to model those uniforms too. What's kind of like the process of that? Is it awkward at all?
I mean, it's not really awkward. The photographer, he just sent me a text. He was like, "Hey, can you take some pictures before weights?" So I was like, "Yeah."
You probably got used to doing that kind of stuff, like when you were going on your visits. Like I know they all do the photo shoots there. I mean, we started this thing a month ago, and so we were putting on our T-shirts or whatever, and our photographer's just like, "Oh, do this, do that, make a funny face."
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like,
I'm not really built for that.
I don't know. You guys are naturals at this point. What is your favorite uniform that you guys wear? Do you have one, or you're like, oh yeah?
I mean, I really don't. To be honest, Probably the ones we just wore.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably those.
Yeah.
Favorite ones.
I like those too, man.
Yeah.
Those are sharp. Do you have a go-to shoe, or do you mix it up?
I mix it up, but my go-to, I would say, is probably my Kobe's.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a
if-
Kobe guy in high school too.
And
Yeah.
if I don't wear those, I like to wear my LeBrons.
There we go. Okay. Have you guys been able to watch the manager team play?
We
Like they
haven't.
play like the night before games or whatever. It fascinates me seeing like they'll have the scores and it's like, oh, the Arkansas managers are top 10 in the country or whatever. So you guys have them at practice every day. Like who's hooping on that team? Like are there some
Well, yeah, I've been asking like who's been killing for them, and it's a few guys. They say like Tony Hall.
I've heard that one.
Austin, Jackson Lee. Those are the main 3 guys that I hear. But you know,
Jack, is that Coach Toddley's son? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Who's the best hooper on the coaching staff?
on the coaching staff, the best hooper.
I guess besides Brew. That's not fair.
Yeah, probably not.
Best hooper. I'm gonna have to say Coach Smart. Either Coach Smart or Musk.
Still got it?
Cause Smart, just his resume. Coach Musk, he got a little midi jump shot. I haven't really seen any other coaches shoot or anything play.
I got you. I feel like with Muss, like when he goes back to Cali, he'll go out to the courts, on the beach and play. And I feel like if you got the confidence to do that, you still got it a little bit. He's probably got plenty of energy too.
Well, actually, Michael Musselman,
Oh yeah.
he's the youngest. He's like younger than most of everybody on the coaching staff, so he'll probably got it.
There we go. I like that.
I'm curious. Eric's got both of his boys on staff now. What is Matthew like to work with? What's Michael like to work with? And what's it like being around those 3 in the building every day?
Oh, it's fun working with him, especially Matthew Musselman. He's like one of the GAs, but he's cool. He's cool to hang out with outside of practice. Funny, but yeah,
We heard Matthew a lot. He's the last couple years we've gone to the NCAA tournament. Our courtside media seats are typically right in front of the Arkansas fan section, and Matthew front center hear everything.
Loud.
He was giving it to Kevin McCullough last year during the Kansas game. He's got a ton of energy.
Yeah.
Can he play? He can play.
Yeah, he's quick, lefty, but he can play.
Oh, I didn't know he was a lefty. Nice.
So we one day before practice, we showed this clip of him scoring on Cade Arbogast on our team back in high school. It was funny, but yeah, he's good.
I love that.
You brought up Cade. What's kind of his role with the team? Is he like the vibes guy, or what's kind of the personality with Cade? Because I can imagine things, but
Yeah, Cade, he's definitely the vibes guy. Cade is very funny. He's probably one of my favorite guys, be around and hang around with. Like especially in practice, he brings energy in the game on the bench. And even outside of practice, he's just a funny person. If you was there, you'll understand. He's just a funny person.
yeah.
I love that. And we see you guys, and you're in your practice gear or your warm ups or uniforms or whatever. But who's got the drip on the team? Like who's the best dressed?
During the game.
Just not just like whenever. Like if you guys go out and eat,
Oh, like dressing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably say KB just because.
Okay.
He dressed a lot. He likes to, he dresses. Out of everybody on the team, I feel like he's the main one who dresses like how a model wants to dress or something.
There you go.
I
I think I can see that.
I don't want to like.
I know what you're saying,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to say that's what he want to be, but I'm just saying, but like
Yeah.
He could probably
from
do
his
that.
post, he dresses,
Yeah.
probably better than most everybody on the team.
So for home games, I know there's a photographer in the tunnel taking pictures of you guys in your pregame fits. Is that a thing? Like, do y'all get, put some time and effort into the pregame fit? No, that's big in the NBA now.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
to be honest, not really. I mean, some people may. It's not like everyday thing, like here and there. Some people might, but I mean, normally, I don't know. People just be focused on the game and just. But sometimes you have a game where somebody might want to throw someone and take some flicks. I've done it like 2 times. I didn't put nothing on. I just had some casual, but
Yeah.
I did it like a couple of times just to do it.
Fans probably like to hear that.
Yeah.
More focused
Yeah.
on the game and not the fit.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I mean, but what do you do when you're not playing basketball? Like, what are the hobbies? What do you guys do?
I mean, to be honest, really nothing. I play video games. My favorites like Fortnite, NBA 2K.
Okay.
Those are the top two. Really the only two I play.
I like that. Now, who's the best on the team at Fortnite or 2K?
At Fortnite, it's definitely me. I believe it's me.
I like that.
I never played against. I played with Devo, but I never played against any of them. But I consider myself as a sweat, so I don't think anybody in the team can mess with me in Fortnite.
There we go. Okay.
You mentioned Devo, takes some time away from the team, comes back. It was kind of to us, it was kind of like a very Devo game. We took one shot, was just kind of like doing whatever the team needed. What was it like to, in those days where he's not there, and then when he comes back, how does he kind of get reacclimated?
Yeah, you definitely notice like when Devo's not there, because he's been here 4 years. He's like the leader of the team. He's very vocal, and just him coming back, that was very big, and it brought life to the team. Just him, because Devo, he's a team player. Like you said, he only took one shot in 30 minutes. He's not worried about shot attempts. He just wants to help the team win just by doing a little thing. So it was just good to have Devo back.
What kind of an influence has he had on you since you've been around him?
He's definitely had a big influence, like during practice and even during the games, he tries to teach me things and tell me things because, he's been here 4 years. So he just tries to tell me things about, the schemes that we try to do during the game, and even in practice, just try to help me get better. And, he's just being a leader, being vocal.
Yep.
Is there anybody else on the team, maybe an upperclassman, that you've kind of, I don't know if looked up to is the right word, but just kind of learned from or just watched from afar and kind of, picked up some of their traits, I guess, as you kind of get acclimated?
I feel like, the other person that really talks to me a little bit, coaches me, I should say, is probably T-Mark.
I like that.
He'll say some little things to me, like encourage me or something. Everybody does it, but I'm just saying like those two mainly. But yeah.
What do you think about your big guys right now? I know it's been tough without having TB in the front court, but man, it seems like JG and Kai have really stepped up the last few games.
I feel like, they've been playing very good. And I just feel like it just comes with opportunity. They've got an opportunity to play, and everybody knew they could play. We knew they could play, and they just been playing and been producing.
I want to ask you this. L was kind of one of the stories after the last game against Georgia because he'd be in a situation where he played a lot and then he had a couple DNPs and he's back in the lineup and he was ready for that moment. And I know that can be tough on a player. And you've been through some of those ups and downs too, where you're playing a lot, then maybe not so much, then back into it. What's your approach or like the mindset to being able to handle that and then hey, whenever your number's called, you're ready to go?
Really just to not think about it, just to just be positive and just think about like this is not the last game. The season's not over after this game. I still have 3 more years of college. I'm just a freshman, and just waiting my turn, being patient. Just enjoying the ride and enjoying the experience.
Love it.
What would you say are the keys to this Tennessee game? Like Tennessee's, you've got a rep for being tough on the front line. Guards are, explosive. Ziegler's tough on both ends. Even though he's coming off a knee, still got that quickness, I would imagine. Veteran team. Hit us with the keys. Like what's got to get done to compete in this game, get a win in this game?
I feel like the main keys are really just stopping Ziegler, in transition because, it's really small and quick, limiting him getting in the paint, passes to his teammates because, he looks to pass a lot.
Sure.
And stop and connect. He's averaged like 30 the last 6 games. And, potential lottery pick. So that's definitely, alert. And also just being physical because they have some very physical big men, And if we just be physical and play hard and do those things, stop, connect, stop Ziegler, I feel like we come out with a win.
I wanted to ask you this too because I feel like Kai kind of thrives in those games where physicality's got to be way, way, way up there. Do you get that sense too that he understands what the game is going to be like in the front court, and so he goes in, kind of expecting that. Do you think that helps him at all?
Yeah, I feel like it does help him. Just also because like if we're playing a physical team and it's a physical game and calls are tight, I feel like that helps him also because he knows like both teams are being physical. So like he could be a little bit more physical, and that helps him a lot. It helps us
For sure.
And you got weights here in a little bit, and we'll make sure we get you out of here in plenty of time to get to that. But I'm curious, how much lifting did you do in high school, and then how much has that been a part of the routine since you got here? How much has it helped you?
In high school, it was pretty much the same. I lifted every day, Monday through Friday. And here, I lift almost every day, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But sometimes, like today, I'm lifted today, and I lifted yesterday. And I feel like it's been a very big part of my development. Since being here, I gained like 10 pounds. But also, throughout the season, I had flows of losing pounds just from being sick, being sick and stuff, losing a lot of weight. But, I've gained 10 pounds, and I feel like, just the weights that we do here, the lifting is, going to help my game.
Body by rich, they say. So yeah. Do you have a go-to lift? Like, is there a certain day where you're like, oh, now I'm looking forward to this compared to others? Or I know a lot of people, like, oh man, I don't like doing squats or whatever. So
not really. I mean, to be honest, like most of all the lifts, they're similar. They're not the same, but they're similar. So I wouldn't say I have a go-to.
I gotcha. Who's the strongest guy on the team?
Strongest guy? Oh, Lawson Blake.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, he's built for sure.
Yeah.
How intense are those workouts with Dave Rich? 'Cause, I mean,
to be honest, they're not even that really intense. They're really good vibes. Everybody's, dapping each other up, smiling. We have music playing while we're lifting. People smiling, getting their work done. So it's not even that intense, to be honest.
Gotcha.
How long did it take you? And we've seen some of this before, but like when we were in the Bahamas, I think we really got to get an up close and personal look at just the way you guys go about game planning and scouting report. And you got 30, poster boards on the bench and everywhere. How long did it take you to adjust to that? I know it's a lot of information, but it's probably really helpful.
I mean, to be honest, it didn't really take me long to adjust because at Sunrise with Coach Luke, we did something similar. We didn't have all those sheets and stuff, but just the film part and scouting and preparing, and sheets, like we had that, and just him having us mentally prepared. Like that's why I was, prepared from us and how they do things here, preparing for games, because I just already had that knowledge from Coach Luke at Sunrise. So it really wasn't, hard for me to adjust to.
What does your NBA fandom look like? I mean, do you have a team? Is there a certain player that you really like to follow?
Well, my favorite team is the Warriors, but they're not having a good year this year.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite team.
Okay. How do you feel about the Suns?
I mean, I like the Suns. They have the big three.
Okay.
They're just very talented.
That's a good guy right here.
Big Suns fan over there. I was hoping you'd be like, nah.
Because arguably, that my favorite player is Kevin Durant. So
yeah.
There we go.
But I like the Warriors because Steph Curry could be my favorite player too. It's those two. But the Suns, if they had some defense, they could be unstoppable.
Yeah, they don't
This
play
is
a
a
whole lot
fact.
of defense. We were told that Vogel was going to get them defending and being scrappy. I just don't know how scrappy you can get NBA guys to be.
They would be unstoppable if they had defense.
For sure. Yeah. Is there a player, not necessarily that you model your game after, but a guy that you watch play and you're like, I want to. That's how I want to play. Like that's the type of player I want to be.
Well, the two main players that I like to watch Busy Bones, and I like to watch John Morant. Those are the two players. Just Busy Bones. I like the way he play. He plays so free, and John Morant he's a dog. Explosive, a leader.
You guys both leap out of the gym too.
Yeah.
That's a good
Do
one.
leap out of the gym. I remember. I can't remember when. I guess it was probably. You might have been a junior or something in high school, but you had that clip go out where you were in the Crocs, and then now did you go? Was that a windmill or did you go through the legs for that one?
Reverse between the legs.
Yeah. That's right. I remember that clip, and I was like, okay,
Lord have mercy.
This dude can jump. It's good times.
Yeah, they need to make a Croc into a basketball shoe. It was comfortable.
I mean, they have sport mode, but it's different.
Yeah, I need a basketball mode. On those
Exactly.
shoes.
Who wins a dunk contest on this team? I mean, I might. If I was a betting man, I might be in on you.
Yeah, I think
A
so.
dunk
You don't have to
contest?
hype yourself up too much, but I just
I'm gonna say myself.
Like
But
it.
if I don't win, I feel like the next person to win is KB.
Yeah, he's got some sneaky bounce to him. He
sure.
draws so many fouls, you know, that you don't see it as much in a game. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's got some bounce. And we saw, and you watched him play plenty, but I remember last year they actually did a dunk contest, and Ricky Council, yeah, that dude, he
He needs to
fly.
be in the NBA dunk contest.
Yeah, he
like,
does.
this year.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna put, you know,
Mac McClung in it
yeah,
again.
Jacob Toppin and
Yeah.
and Jaime
killed
Jaquez
job.
in there, yeah.
I remember just playing against Ricky Council because he came to our practice for Sunrise when we was getting ready for Geico, and he brought some of the Wichita State players, and like we were just playing against them. So I just remember playing against him, but he can jump out the gym.
Yeah. Who I know Muss always, he has a lot of guys who come in, and especially I think in the summers that they'll run with you. Who are some of the guys that came in? Like, was there ever a time where you were like, man, I'm really playing ball with so and so
Well,
right now?
This season we really didn't do that this season, but we did it one time when Bobby Portis, he came and we played runs with Bobby Portis. He brought some of his boys, but that was the only time we really like went up and down.
There you go. That could be fun. I think I remember seeing some pictures of that.
Yeah,
And,
him and Kamani was guarding him.
yeah,
I remember I
Kamani
seen
was
that in
out
some
there,
pictures,
and
yeah.
then I think at the time, I think JG was the only big on the roster who wasn't hurt or out or whatever. He's like his hands were on his knees, and I'm like, man, he's been guarding Bobby the whole time. That's tough.
Tell me about JG. Eric is every time we talk or ask Eric about Jaylen, it's really offensively gifted player. What is he like maybe behind the scenes, and does he give guys fits in practice?
Nah, JG, like I said about K, he's funny. Everybody on the team has a personality that nobody really sees except for the people in the locker room. But he's funny, very funny. You could talk to him. He's not a black hole.
Yeah.
You could go up and talk to him, but yeah, overall, he's just a cool dude.
I mean, I didn't mean that in if it give fits in a negative way. Like, is he giving these dudes? Is he giving the bigs buckets in practice?
Well, in practice, we really don't go against each other in practice. We
That's
mainly
true.
go against like the GAs or something.
Okay.
But just watching him do his moves and stuff, and just 5-on-0 and stuff, and even watching him in the game.
Yeah,
But he can give a lot of bigs buckets.
for sure.
How would you describe your relationship with Bay? I mean, you guys are the only two freshmen here, but there's obviously a lot of newcomers. But just curious what that's like, and then kind of what you've seen from him, throughout the course of the season. I imagine he's probably seen about as much growth as you have since you guys have been here.
Well, yeah, I've known Bay, since high school. We both was at the top 100 camp, and he's my roommate now.
Oh, I
And,
didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, so us just being the only two freshmen, we have a really tight connection, and yeah, I see him every day. We go to I take him to the gym. We ride together almost every day. So I feel like just our on the court and off the court connection is just up there.
Love that.
So you guys travel roommates?
Mhm.
What's he like as a travel roommate?
I mean, he's really Bay Fall is really just a chill guy. He really don't be doing anything. He just be to himself. So, it's cool, having him as my roommate.
I think I remember after it must have been when you guys won at Missouri on the road, and they were interviewing Kai, and it was his birthday or whatever, and they were asking what he did the night before or something. But he was talking about playing Uno, and do you get in on those card games?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what? Okay,
Of course, we've been even on the planes, we have crazy 8 on the phone.
Oh yeah,
Some of us, we might play that on the plane before we take off, and we on the road games, we've been playing like Uno with Uno cards in the rooms, just like before we go to bed, before film, and just bonding with each other.
I like it. I just got one more question for you. And I want to preface this. So we were at the NCAA tournament last year, and it was in Vegas. And this is the first time the tournament's been in Vegas. And they open up the locker room so you can go in like after practice and interview some of the guys or whatever. And I walk up to Jordan Walsh. I say, man, what's the coolest thing you've done so far in Vegas? And he said to me, well, I went to Starbucks. I had Starbucks for the first time today. I'm like, all right, so you're in Vegas, and you're telling me that the best thing you've done is gone to Starbucks. So you guys went to the Bahamas. I know you played a lot of basketball. You had meetings, you had film, you had practice and everything. So
Quick
there wasn't a lot of
turnarounds.
downtime. But like, what was the coolest thing about that experience that you guys did?
Probably just going to the beach, you know, let's see in
nice
the water,
beach. Yeah.
getting in the water. We took some pictures, and you know, it was just a great view, a great sight.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they even had at that one level of the resort there, like just it's like the big aquarium or whatever. They just had all the huge fish just kind of swimming around and stuff. That was pretty cool. I mean, we were there for like a week, and I don't feel like we saw the entire resort.
Yeah,
There. It was crazy.
Yeah, same with us. We really just went to the beach. We walked around, you know, the entire thing, but we really didn't just do anything like, you know, crazy.
Did you have like a Thanksgiving meal, or? 'Cause I know we were there over the holiday.
Thanksgiving meal.
There's so much ball going on that we didn't even really think about it.
I mean, we had what like the people in the hotel like
Okay,
cooked this.
there you go.
Yeah,
It was like
speaking of
turkey and all.
Starbucks, we
It
had
wasn't even, but it wasn't even like a Thanksgiving meal.
I
Just-
gotcha.
Yeah, just a regular hotel, like a.
Did you eat any of the local food? Or I know they had like what was it called? Conch? Is that what it was? It's like the
Conch,
shellfish
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of stuff we were trying. But if I was a player, like I'd be worried about that. You know, I wouldn't want a stomach ache or.
I don't think I did. I ate like what they gave us, and I had it was a burger place over there. I forgot what it was called.
I know what you're talking
Burger
about.
Shack.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Sh-
closed
Shack
when we
burger.
and Curtis went there
But
at noon
I
one
had
day.
that. It was,
Yeah.
that was very good,
that was good.
but very expensive.
That's also true.
Yeah,
Everything
very.
there was. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Scottie, you got anything else for our
I
man?
think I'm good, brother.
We got to get you to weights.
yeah,
We're gonna give you
we don't
plenty
need
of time.
we don't need Eric on us.
Yeah, the last thing we
For
need
weights.
is we don't need Muss on us. We'll leave him to you guys. But man, thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming in,
thanks a
giving us
bunch.
a little bit of time. It's been fun getting to know you more, and good luck with Tennessee and the rest of the way, man.
Sure. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, appreciate
Absolutely.
you so
Seats
much.
always open for
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank
Cool.
you.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.